good time.
Indeed it was.
Oh, yeah. Back at the table once more.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
again. Ooh, I forgot. What's that, Nate?
What's he going?
What you got?
What do you got there?
We have a trophy for the off-road championship. No brakes, no trails, and no BS. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
We'll see who wins that by the end.
Yeah. By the end of the video, we will declare a winner of the AOAA off-road trails.
Cool. All right.
Cheers. All right, welcome to Monroe County's finest. If you guys have not watched the AOAA videos before this, we highly recommend, because this is the entire aftermath of them. So we're gonna go and talk about a few things on the trip. So again, we highly recommend you watch those before you watch this, but if you don't, we're here. My name's Nate.
I'm Mike.
I'm Rick.
I'm Chad.
And we're gonna get right into it.
We're going right into it. All
Nitty
right.
gritty.
Nitty gritty. So let's start off with some of the overall things that happened at the trip that you guys are.
It was cold.
That's what I was going to say.
It was cold.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was a little colder than we anticipated. It's been pretty warm out for November, but we picked a bad weekend for that.
How do you think today's gonna go?
Cold.
How do you think today's gonna go?
Cold, but I'm ready.
Chad, how do you think today's gonna go?
Well, it's cold. We picked a cold day.
It was cold.
Yeah.
I think it was like 45 degrees out.
For a high.
Yeah, for a high.
Yeah, when we
Yeah,
started in the
hot.
morning, it was like 20.
Oh, yeah.
And we did like end at as nightfall started coming around, so it was
Yeah.
it dropped right back down.
Yeah, once that sun went down, it was right back at
Yeah,
it.
it was brutal. Thank God I had heat in the truck. That's all I can say.
Yeah, which you were the only one who had like an open thing. How did the heat work with you?
It was like I had semi-heat, so you know, it was lukewarm coming out and went right out into the atmosphere. So
You mean your little bikini top didn't help you out there?
I'm sure it helped a little.
Caught a little heat there.
Yeah, I probably made more body heat than the Jeep put off, but it's okay.
That's why I left the cap on the back.
Yeah.
'Cause, you know,
Yeah, it was brutal.
Would have had the soft top on, just ran out of time.
yeah, these things happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Priorities.
What are just some of the things you did to get the S10, the Sandrock, ready for the trail?
You want my honest thing there?
Yeah, you're honest opinion.
And don't mind Mike's voice. He's a little under the weather. He sounds like Darth Vader over here.
Yeah, I was thinking more like Jake the Snake Roberts, but
They don't
Darth
know
Vader's-
this. Yeah.
All right, yeah. Well, I shop backed all the old mud out of it.
You shot back the mud out of it, really?
That was that dried out. Yeah, it was.
Nice.
Yeah. So I shop back some mud out of it. I cleaned the windshield. I threw a new diff cover on it, and I loaded it on the trailer. That is all I did.
Wow, very minimalistic.
You put a new diff cover on, but didn't fill it up before?
Oh, I filled it up with
Oh,
fluid.
all right, just check.
Oh, I filled it up.
Sounds like something you would do.
Well, it sounds like something you would do.
No, I'd reuse the fluid. But
That's true.
We'll just go right down the line then. Rick.
yeah, if obviously if they haven't seen the video, we had major overhaul this time. We did leaf springs that we tried to buy new ones, but that didn't work out. So we built some leaf springs and got rid of that axle wrap issue. So if you watch the video, I didn't break the U-joint at all this time.
No, you did
Yeah,
great.
that's very
Yeah,
impressive.
very good.
And you got rid of those 3-inch lift blocks.
Yeah, we got rid of the 3-inch lift blocks, all leaf now, and it flexes pretty well. I mean, it lost a little bit, but
Did you ever get the torsion bar?
the anti-wrap bar,
That's it, the anti-wrap bar.
I did get it, but we didn't install it, so
I really don't think you need it.
I might send it back. I might put it on. I don't know. I might let those leaves break in a little bit and see.
Yep.
See once they're worn down, I might need them again.
Yeah.
All right, Chad, what did you do to get ready for the off-road?
Waited till the last minute, like I'm usually pretty good at doing.
Like 1 o'clock in the morning, last minute.
Yeah, I think I got to bed 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
That we were leaving, meeting at 6. So a couple hours of sleep. It was a good day. I wanted to replace my front axle shafts and get rid of a weak design from factory and go to a one-piece shaft. And the kit that I bought
Not recommended.
had all the pieces, but not recommended. Lots of trips to the parts store, lots of finagling,
Swearing.
but we got her done. Yeah, lots of swearing.
Lots of swearing.
Lots of swearing, unfortunately. Yeah, other than that, that was all I did to get ready for it, just axle shafts.
Did you vacuum out your truck or did you pressure wash it?
I pressure wash it when we're done, so that part was ready to go.
Oh, you did it last time?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. I wanted to make sure I wasn't the only guy power washing the inside of my truck.
I don't do anything on the inside.
Oh, you don't even
know.
clean the inside? I power wash mine. All right.
Yeah, I still got mud from 2 trips ago. So.
So what are some of the things that made you happy about your truck on the trip?
Yeah, so along with the axle shafts, I kind of did a whole front end redo. I also installed a locker in the front,
Yeah.
Trying to
lunchbox
keep
locker.
that secret, aren't we?
Yeah.
And,
A little secret.
Super happy with the lunchbox locker. Just to have a locked front, spinning tires on rocks.
It definitely helps you.
It was
A lot.
It was nice.
Night and day.
Yeah. I finally felt like we were doing some real rock crawling,
Yeah.
off-roading. So I was super happy with that.
And with the leaf springs, I'm sure that it came.
Yeah, the leaf springs definitely helped. I wouldn't have made it up half those trails.
All of them.
All of them? No, half of them.
Three
All right, I
quarters.
might have made up some of those trails.
3/4.
But yeah, it's much better than if you've seen our original video of us going last time. There was a lot of work involved last time, but nothing this time. No, not even a wrench turn.
Did very good.
What are some of the things that you were surprised that your truck could do on this trip?
Well, I was pretty happy with the way it crawled up that massive hill, which I'm sure cameras did no justice.
Oh no. Like
But when I first saw it walking up, I'm like, I'm a little scared right now. Like this is never.
It was a lot steeper than what
Oh,
it was
God.
on camera.
Oh, God,
I guarantee
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's
but-
Trail 102, blue.
Is that what it is?
102.
Yeah, and
Which is really easy for like the first half. You're like, why is this even blue?
yeah, that's because I'm like, how is this blue? The whole time I'm like, how is this blue?
Yeah.
And then when we got to that, I was like, oh boy, this is
We found out real quick why it was blue.
real.
Yeah.
One left-hand turn went, oh boy.
But once I started crawling up and got traction, I was impressed with how it just walked up with not really any serious problem.
yeah.
So I was happy with that.
It handled
It
pretty well.
It
there.
did okay. Yeah, I had no complaints with that. So,
That's good. That's
yeah.
good. Some of the things that I'm sure everybody's waiting to talk about now, which is going to be the deciding factor on who wins that wonderful trophy there. May the talking commence.
I'll start. I got nothing to say. I did phenomenal.
So one of the things that I know, it wasn't really highlighted in the videos. You did blow out that seal that we were all finagling to try to get in
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah.
Part of that
which is-
wonderful kit that you were talking
Yeah, the seal was a part of the wonderful kit. So I had an inner axle seal that decided to let go, but it really was never installed 100% to begin with, which is why I waited till we got there to put gear oil in the axle. So yeah, that was my only break would have been that the inner axle seal was leaking.
Yeah. What about you?
I didn't break it all. So redemption for me. I did hit a tree, knocked off my mirror.
On the first trail up. doing
Yeah.
something.
I don't think they got any picture. You'll have to put up a picture of the body damage, and
Yeah. It was minor scratches and dings.
it hurt my feelings.
You cried a little
Eventually,
I cried about it all day.
all day.
I did.
Totally.
But
And the next day.
because that happened and the trees were so tight, I ended up, and if you watch the video, Mike breaks. So I ended up not doing that trail that Chad did.
Because he was scared.
Totally.
Listen, I didn't know there was a trophy on the line, or I might have gone through it.
I
Should
don't
have did it for the fun of wheeling.
For fun of wheel.
Yeah, there you go.
Says the guy who broke over here. You want to talk? Get to him.
Well, that's why I saved the best for
Wow,
last.
all right.
You know? So there was one of the trails you didn't fully finish, and you did ding up your Migo a little bit.
Yeah, I didn't finish that
And the
trail.
only thing that you broke was, I think, the mirror, right?
Yeah, it just snapped the mirror off.
Yeah. All right. Ready for the nitty gritty, Mike?
Let me have a swig of beer here.
All right. Let's start in order with the first thing that happened when you first went up that little bit.
Wait.
There was a break before that.
Yeah, I
part.
was gonna say. Hold on.
I was getting there.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, there was.
The very
He
first
only
break.
made it as the first time that we went and I broke a U-joint. he didn't even make it that far.
No, I
you
didn't.
realize that?
Yeah.
But do you really want to call it a break?
I
don't think it's a
consider that you didn't fix the problem and had to get out of the truck and refix it.
break. I kind of thought I fixed it, so
And
So for those who are wondering what we're talking about the fan shroud. It broke the first time we went out, and it started. I think the first time we went out, the fan shroud broke and stopped the fan from spinning, which made the engine overheat.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
which we didn't count as a break.
Yeah, which we
Yeah,
didn't
you
count
did
as.
the whole time.
No, you were.
You counted that as a break.
All right.
But this
You
time
counted.
around, it was the fan shroud wasn't completely removed and out of the way to the fan.
So,
And,
so basically what happened was the first time it broke, I crawled under there and I kind of folded it out of the way.
Yeah.
And it was resting up against power steering lines.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to stay like that because it's going to rub through eventually. So before I loaded it on the trailer, I guess, okay, that was something I left out of the prep, was I trimmed that shroud a little bit more. And I figured, okay, we're not hitting, should be good. Man, we didn't even cross the road yet. And
Yeah.
I was-
Well, we were across the
Well,
road.
well, we-
Yeah.
well,
We
but I
just
heard-
got onto the, yeah.
I
Oh, you heard it?
Oh, I heard it before we crossed. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you just didn't, you wanted to at least get to the trail entrance so that you could say.
yeah, so
okay,
yeah, because
Just let that change for a little
Yeah,
while.
that part was left out.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
let that go, you know. So, but you know, we're going, and I'm hearing it, and I'm hearing it. I'm like, finally, I was able to pop the hood and break that piece off, and we were good. There was no more fan shroud hitting, so
Yep.
that was, I guess, break number one.
Well, no, that was technically stop number 2,
But the first one wasn't
but
really
the
a break.
first one didn't make the video.
Yeah, but if you would have prepped ahead
No,
of
you're,
time,
no, you're
checked the
right.
fluids,
No, you're right. I should.
That,
You
yeah,
know,
that's a little fail.
that was
a
fail on prep.
That was a fail,
Fail on prep.
Yep, nope, I agree.
So you filled up
Yep,
your power steering.
yep.
You broke off the last piece of the shroud
Yep.
that was making noise.
Yep.
As soon as we hit the hill now, we're right at the beginning of the first obstacle of the first AOA.
Which
this
is-
is how many bricks.
That was bad.
Which is
Not my
literally 100 feet from where he fixed the fan shroud.
Yep, just about.
Yeah, so it all happened in
the fan shroud happened right there.
I said 100 feet.
Yeah, it was probably even like 20.
I was giving them credit. It was probably 50. But.
All right. Well, so when I was watching you go up that, I'm like, all right, this is now we're getting into the nitty gritty. This is cool, and this is the perfect time to see if he's gonna break. That's kind of mainly what I was looking forward to.
Well,
And you did good.
little does anybody know, well, if they've seen the video, they know. I didn't have it in four-wheel drive at all. I'm like, why is this thing not crawling up this little mountain?
Yeah.
I was so mad.
You were just spinning back
I
tires.
was like, what is going
and
on?
right before you even got to start going up that hill, there was like a tree stump under your one front tire, and you couldn't, like, you had to
It
back
just
up and
hit
go
it,
around.
and the
it
tires
wouldn't
would
go,
spin. And I was like, why is this not crawling? So yeah, that was a driver error.
That was driver
I'll
error.
take a little credit off.
I appreciate that.
You actually got stuck there between that stump,
Yeah,
that
that
little
was-
wooden stump, and the tree at the entrance.
Is that what was stopping him?
That was what first initially stopped him. Plus, he had only one front hub lock.
Yeah. Once I locked the other hub, I was able to.
Yeah, you were able to crawl right
I was able
up.
to crawl
He had
up.
like an awesome power situation. He was just going back and forth. He was
And-
just spinning tires, not moving anywhere forward
And
or
once I got straightened out, I went to back up. I was putting my foot to the floor on the brake pedal, and
Yeah, I was up on top of the hill just watching you ram that tree, and I'm like, what is he doing?
every time, man, like
Not realizing you didn't have any
I had
brakes.
no brakes. I'm like, why? This is the perfect time for a line to rot out, and
Yeah.
you know. So once we got up and over, he's like, yeah, you got brake fluid all sprayed everywhere.
Yeah.
So
All right, so we got up. He got right over the crest of that little mound.
So to clarify it, he really didn't break a line.
But I'll count it as a break.
Oh, it's counted as a break.
think
He didn't. I just wanted to explain to them. He didn't break a line. The caliper, where it bolts into the caliper, came loose and popped
And
off.
just started spewing everywhere.
So we rerouted that a little different, and
Did you reroute the other side? Or you
Yeah,
just
it was
left it that way?
the brake line was in front of the.
yeah, that one seemed fine, so I didn't. I took
Oh,
a
you're
risk.
talking about the passenger
I'm talking
side.
about passenger side.
Gotcha.
That'll be part of your routine next time? Or you just gonna let it go?
Well, there's going to be a lot of routines next time.
Alright.
So.
More preparation than just cleaning off mud.
Right. So once we got everything tight back down, we bled everything out, fixed everything up. We were
Good to go for a
pretty
while.
much good to go for a while. So
Yeah. So what was the next break that you had? There was
That
another-
wasn't until much later in
that
the
was
day.
Yeah, that
so,
would be in the second video.
So unfortunately,
Towards the end of that one too.
Yeah.
yeah. So unfortunately, when we crawled up that monstrous hill, which by the way, when I got out of the truck, I was like, "We did it, boys! We did it!"
I really wish the camera did justice, but
Yeah.
They just never do.
Yeah, the rocks were pretty tall. How tall are you?
well, they were up to my knee.
Yeah, but how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot almost. I'm 5'11".
So 5'11". They were up to your knees, so I'd say about 1.5 feet.
Oh, more than that. It's probably
3
almost
feet.
2 foot.
Almost 2 foot, not 3 feet. That's like his
3
waist.
feet would be my waist.
Yeah. Anyway, so like about a foot and a half.
18 inches.
Yeah. These were how tall these rocks were that on the last go on the second video, the last true trail. That's how big these rocks were, and the video didn't do it justice.
On the side of an incline, like
Yeah,
The steepness of the hill was
yeah.
Yeah.
the rocks were like, they were tough, but then you add like the factor of steepness with the rocks.
Yeah.
Like,
It didn't
It was
help.
a good trail to end on. Well, that wasn't the trail we
that
ended
wasn't the
on.
one we ended on.
No.
No, this
That was the Redemption Hill.
That we ended.
yeah,
on.
we
Yeah,
ended
you
on
guys.
Redemption.
But we'll get back to his break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this was
I don't want to disappoint.
just to keep everything in a little bit more in order. Where this next break that he's about to talk about was right before these two went back to what we're calling Redemption Hill.
And again, more inconveniences than major malfunctions.
Yeah.
So after we got on the top of that hill, we started moving along. Now that S10 still has push button 4-wheel drive. I didn't-
Oh yeah, there is that part. I completely.
Yeah.
So this is a completely different part. This is my fault. I mixed up the order.
If it still works, just let it alone. I have another one that's cable, so just swap it out when it breaks. For some reason, my gear shift indicator light was no longer lit, and I couldn't put the truck back in 4 high. It would just blink like I couldn't find it. I figured this is a perfect time for that solenoid to go bad.
Yeah.
Well, we're
Oh, I forgot about this part. too.
Yeah. So did I.
I didn't.
I didn't.
it's all banked out, buddy.
It's all in there.
It's all there.
Juke.
So once we got to a nice, flat spot, I tried putting it in 4 high again. Nothing. Wasn't doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I started hearing something like slap the floor. And I'm like, what the hell is that? So I get out, I shut the truck off. My O2 sensor came down and was hitting my drive shaft, and it was flinging it up.
Yeah, the cable of the O2 sensor.
Yeah, and it was just barely hanging on the exhaust pipe.
Mm-hmm.
So I just broke it off and I unplugged it, threw it in the truck. I figured, my check engine light will be on, whatever. Well, then I go back in, I hit the key, and there's nothing.
Yeah, everything was dead.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't have shut it off.
And I'm like, this is not a place I want to be.
Yeah, we were pretty far.
Well, you
Like
got-
we were almost as far away from the parking lot as we could be at this point.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So I'm thinking, I don't know who's going to tell me out, but if
Rock, paper, scissors, me.
No, I definitely would have rock, paper, scissors used for that. And I'm pretty good at that.
And I figured if one of them toes me out and one of them breaks for telling me out, I will never hear the end of it.
Absolutely.
Naturally.
Right, naturally, right. So I'm like, let me look under this thing, maybe I'll see something. So I'm thinking, a wire got cut, or so I'm looking, and there's this big plug on the like right on the top of the trans.
I think that was the main wiring harness.
Well, there was the big plug on the side,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
there was a little guy up top.
Okay.
The little guy up top was hanging out. So I just pushed it in until it clicked, and the truck fired right back up.
I can't believe it shut off like all your lights though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
It
it wasn't communicating with the trans.
It
Yeah,
was,
but I wouldn't have thought that it shut off your whole dash.
it was completely
Yeah.
dead.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
weird, man. Like, you know, I thought something got screwed up going up that hill, or,
But silicon that plug in there.
yeah.
I'd like to point out too, because right at that same time, a little bit, I would say 5 minutes before this happened, we stopped at a little hill going down the hill. You were checking out a noise on your rear axle. And at that time when we were figuring out what was wrong with his truck, you were checking out your Amigo and realized one of the U-bolts were loose.
No,
I'm
no.
pretty
Yes.
sure, and I'm pretty
Yes,
sure.
you
I'm
said
like,
it on video.
Yeah, you did, and I said, I'm like, you good? Yep.
And I at this time was like 2 puddles ahead again.
Yeah.
Like I was beyond CB. I was getting a phone call saying, "Hey, turn around."
Yeah, I was like, Chad, stop.
Chad
Chad,
Chad
where
is-
are you?
I was just motoring, you know.
Chad's all gung ho. He just.
He kept going.
just
I
kept
wanted to
going.
get to Redemption Hill. It was getting late in the day, and we needed to get to Redemption
Yeah,
Hill.
and I needed to get to Redemption Hill.
Well,
and that
I-
little U-bolt being loose, we'll probably have a video on that later in the future when we fix it. But that U-bolt is completely stripped out, loose, just dangling there. But I was finishing that day. I was not planning on a break.
Oh, kudos to you, though.
They could have, the whole rear would have came out from under it before I would have called it a break.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have figured out how to blame me for that, too.
Well, you did put that nut on that U-bolt. That was your fault.
All I did was snug it, you torqued them.
Anyway, so let's go back a little bit more, because there's one more, the big finale, the one thing that literally stopped you from wheeling.
And this is technically considered a break.
Yes.
Malfunction, catastrophic failure.
I wouldn't say it's technically the only break you had,
No.
but the one thing that truly stopped you from continuing on wheeling.
Yeah. So we're on our way to Redemption Hill, and you know, I'm in the back, and we're going up the hill, and I'm like, something's wrong.
You started getting a weird smell
Like a
too.
weird smell, and the truck just didn't feel like it had any torque anymore, because it's got a tall gear in it. You hit the gas, it goes. And it just didn't feel like it had what it needed to move. Probably what you feel when you drive with that tired V8 and airplane gears. So, I'm
Nobody
like,
knows about my airplane unit. That's all right.
they do
They
now.
do now.
They do now.
So I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I got to stop. So I didn't shut it off this time, because last time that screwed me up. So I put it in park, I jumped out, and there was transmission fluid spraying at an incredibly high PSI out of my one transmission hardline. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I hate to say it, but I do believe that today's job is,
Ding! That was a break.
today is done.
Yeah. And it was at the end of the day. I mean, it was.
Right,
Yeah.
and thank God we were relatively close to the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was able to get it back. It was pretty much dry by the time I got there. I mean, I was still able to move it, and you know, did I smoke that transmission? Hopefully not. I haven't fixed it yet. I have new lines at home, but I've been dying recently with my cold. So we'll get that all back together and see what happens. But
That'll be a video in the future. We'll definitely take a look at the transmission and see if there was any carnage.
let's hope there isn't.
You better hold your.
Yeah. So I think this is a pretty good time to start wrapping everything up. Clearly.
I think we need another beer first.
I agree.
All right, yeah. Let's take a quick break. Let's grab some beers, and we'll come back. This will be a split second for you guys. We'll get something fresh to drink, and we'll get into the announcement for who wins the AOAA Off-Road Trophy. So we're gonna go and start with the deciding factor of who wins the trophy, and well, I think we could all agree on one person that's definitely out of the running. I'm sorry, Mike.
It's all right.
Just didn't cut it this time. Mate.
If we would have had it for the first video, it would have been yours.
You know what? I look at it, that's the positive thing of this. I would have had that, if it was available, I would have had that for the first video. I just felt it was necessary to pass it on to somebody that earned it, that's all.
So the way we're gonna do this is fairly, I think, fair.
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 Yep.
So I think it boils down to, because they both didn't truly break, what I'm gonna boil this down to is who did the most trails. And that would have to be Chad, because that first trail that we actually went up on that Mike got stuck on because of bad brakes.
Where Ricky bailed out because he was scared.
Let me tell you something, Nate. If I would have known there was a trophy on the line, Experiment 626 would have went up that hill, through those little tiny trees that the stupid truck fit through, and I didn't, and I would have finished that trail.
I would like to point out that if we were still good to go for that trail after I was fixed, I would have been fine. I would have gone.
He wouldn't even fit between the two trees.
I'd call it the
We
trees.
would never know if he would have fit through the trees or not.
That's
Oh,
good.
we will be going back to that trail.
Yeah, that's Sandrock's, or
Redemption.
Roxanne. Whatever his name is, like crumbles between the two trees.
All I can say is there's a reason that my Jeep is called Trail Maker.
Ouch.
Wow.
Ouch.
Because
Here we go.
that Jeep went everywhere.
Anyway.
It went anywhere, and it did it all day long.
I got a Jeep, goddammit! This thing will go anywhere! Everywhere! All night long!
For Monroe County's finest off-road champion, for the no brakes, most trails, no BS, I award Chad, who also paid for it, by the way.
It was my contribution to the cause.
It was.
He just happened to win.
After he won.
The trophy for AOAA off-roading.
Yes.
And we will be, I'll get that back. Or
Yeah.
I guess not back, but I'll get it for the first time.
Whoever wins the day of competition,
Oh yeah.
we will pass along the trophy.
Yeah.
And as we go further on, we're gonna definitely want to hear your guys' input to see who you believe should deserve the trophy as well, because we really want to get you guys more involved with everything that we do.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, next time we'll vote on it.
Yeah.
We'll make them vote on it.
yeah, definitely. We could have you guys vote on it.
Unless it's a pen. Unless it's like,
Well,
Oh yeah,
if
if like
it's
2 out
obvious.
of 3 break, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Then it's like
absolutely.
no brainer.
Or sabotage.
Yeah, let's try to stay away from the sabotage.
You wouldn't really stoop.
I'd like to thank all the little
Depends
people
on-
that helped me get me to this point in my life. It's been a long time coming,
The
and
little people?
Little people.
all the people,
Oh, you see, I thought you
all
meant
the people. Maybe I said little, but I meant all the people that have gotten me here. And I got a list, so if we have time, I'm just kidding. But I won, damn it.
Also, before we really go anywhere, we were able to correct the last time from all the raw footage. The last time we went out, we tried to put all the raw footage into one video, and we had some technical difficulties. But yeah, but this time around, we got it all squared away. We did a dry run, made sure it all worked out. We have an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half of raw footage. So if you guys get this video up to, what, say 20 likes, 25 likes?
Let's do 25 like the last time.
25 sounds good.
Yeah,
think that's
if
fair.
this video gets up to 25 likes, we'll go and give you guys all the raw footage of AOAA that we have available on us, so you guys can check it out. It's, like I said, an hour and a half of raw footage. Some of it got cut out to keep everything entertaining and all that stuff.
And watch me win all day long.
Watch me break all day long.
Yeah, that's
It was true. It was pretty well staggered out.
Hey, I'll admit it.
Anyways, this is Monroe County's finest. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys liked this video. And definitely check out the AOAA videos if you have not seen them so far. They were fun.
Yeah.
Good time.
Till next time.
Till the next time.
Cheers.
I should drink.
There you go, Chad.
Have a good one.